You want cream or sugar? George? George? George! You alright, man?
Yeah. It's strange.
What?
He had plans to go to San Diego next week. Something about a convention, he said. Said he already bought his tickets.
You must have been going through something, man. Something personal. Notice anything strange past few weeks?
No. He seemed like a loner. He only moved in like a month ago. I never saw him go out. Never seen him have any friends over or anything like that. He used to just stay in his room and play games. Still, seemed like a nice guy. I went in his room a couple times. We hung out. Seemed like a cool guy. I couldn't imagine him doing anything like this after talking to him.
Howard Phillips.
What?
Do you remember Howard? He's kind of a weirdo. He always ran home after school.
Yeah, I remember him. What about him?
He tried to commit suicide too. I heard his family found him about to jump off that bridge over on Fairview. He got there just in time.
Howard? Howard Phillips?
Also, Eric Alvarez. He was a year behind us. 2 weeks ago, they found him dead in his own home. Slit his own throat. They said he was having severe nightmares. That you can hear his screams blocks away.
Jeez.
Then David Leone? I had him for a freshman class. He was probably the shyest guy I ever met. About a week ago, I heard that he had beaten his brother half to death with his own computer. He called the cops on himself, and I heard he was just playing games till they got there.
Where'd you hear about this?
They're all gamers. My younger brother, I guess, plays with him online. He found out and told me. These gamers, man. You can see how they can be depressed, living their lives online, never hanging out with people, never going outside, no connection with the outside world.
I knew Howard. Up in high school, we were best friends. Kinda just went our separate ways, though. Just grew up differently.
George, you notice anything strange about Francisco?
I do remember, only a couple nights ago, there was something strange. It's not that what I heard or saw was terrible. It wasn't. It's that I'd never heard or seen anything like it before. I I don't know why I was so bothered, so disturbed by that night.
Jeez. Who knows what these guys are planning to make him do these things? Howard. He was always weird, though. Do you know why you ran home from school all those times?
No, I don't. hey, it's George. Is Howard here? Howard? Hey man, it's George. I don't know why I'm here. I guess I just want to see if you're doing okay. I had a friend die a couple days ago. Anyway, he played lots of games. I guess he kind of reminded me of you in a way. Maybe that's why I'm here. Play any games lately? Any new games? You know what? Maybe I should just come back some other time.
Polybius.
What?
Polybius.
Who is this?
Francisco.
Yeah?
I'm looking for Francisco.
I'm Francisco.
Yes. Do you have it?
Do I have what?
The code. We need the code.
Yeah, I have it.
Yes. Bring it to us.
Where?
We will meet you. Yes. Bristol and Maine. The parking lot there. Bring the code. Midnight.
Do you have it?
What is this?
You should know. It's the code. We use it to release it.
To release what?
Polybius.
What if I don't want to?
It's not up to you. Come with us. Come.
What is this? Where are we going?
Why do you ask that?
What's Polybius?
Who are you? George Angel. You did not reach the end. That much is obvious. You are not one of us. It would seem, however, as though he has decided your fate and brought you here.
What? Where am I? What time is it?
It's almost morning time, George. I'm glad you can join us. It shouldn't be long now. The final piece of the code was entered. You brought us a key, George. And like any key, it opens a door.
For what?
For who? For him.
Polybius. Look, I'm just some guy. I don't have anything to do with this. I don't
Then why did you come here then? Why did you bring us what we wanted if you had nothing to do with it? George, you have everything to do with it.
No.
You must understand, George. There is no God but ours. There is no path but his. And now that you've given us the code, there's no more need for you. Get rid of him.
No! Stop! I don't want any of this!
My friend, that is not up to you.
You told me of the Minus World once. A world in a video game. Created not by the designers, but by the game itself. I called you crazy. The idea was insane. But you were right. The Minus World, it does exist. You showed it to me, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't understand it. I refused to. It was a video game. But I know that's what's happened this time, Howard. You saw something. Something people called you crazy for. Something completely insane. But I saw it too. A shadow in the static. What did you see, Howard? What did you play? Howard.
There was no description for it, only a name.
Polybius.
The name sounded familiar to me. I began playing immediately. I was in a tunnel. It felt endless. I could control myself as I moved through it, but I couldn't turn back. I wouldn't let myself. I had to get to the end of the tunnel. I can't say for how long I played. It felt like minutes and hours all at once, but then I began to see the end of the long tunnel. And at that mouth of madness, I saw. I didn't want to finish. I put the control down, but I couldn't escape that easily.
They must have released it. That group, that cult, they must have all finished the game and figured out a way to bring it out. And you and the others and Francisco. Look, you didn't even finish the game and you were driven to commit suicide. Sorry. But if that's what happens just by seeing this thing.
No.
What?
Your friend. He wasn't driven to suicide.
How do you know that?
He had the code. He must have reached the end. He chose to kill himself.
At last I'm free.
We can't free ourselves. We can only improve the way we are controlled.
No. There must be a way to stop this. There must be something that I can do.
Who would listen? Who would hear this story and not call you crazy? Delusional. Childish. George, we're talking about video games here.
There must be something we can do to stop it. Something that I can do. Something that you can do. There has to be.
My friend. It's not up to you. It's good seeing you again, George.
Hey, Howard. Why did you run home from school every day?
I don't know.